Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. We are back for a DVD and Blu-ray movie update. Yet again, another big stack, so let's get straight into it. The first one we're going to get into here is one that really needs a Blu-ray upgrade. Hasn't happened yet. It's actually out of print, but Amazon, at least through Amazon Australia, seemed to have unearthed a handful of copies. I mean, there was like five copies. They showed up, and amongst all my friends, we clear them out very quickly, so it's not there anymore at the usual price. It's gone back up to triple figures. I am talking about Taxi Hunter. Pretty sure this is actually a deleted DVD, but anyway, it gets roped in as being a Cat 3 Hong Kong DVD, but it is not Cat 3. It's actually a Cat 2B in terms of the ratings system, but it's up there. It's borderline. And it also gets roped into that because of the star, the director. It's a Herman Yao film, and it stars Anthony Wong, who is best known from Ebola Syndrome, Untold Story, Hard Boiled, which, are definitely more on the harder edge. Taxi Hunter, I've wanted to see for ages. It's almost become the poster child of some of this harder Hong Kong cinema from the late 80s and early 90s, but it's completely escaped me. And yeah, Amazon had brand new copies, and they were, $25 or something, usual DVD price, Australian dollars. And happy to pick one up, so finally get to check it out. It's just a simple DVD. This came out on, was it Eastern Star, Discotheque Media? This is ancient, 2009, this DVD is. And it was new, shrink wrapped, had the weird American barcodey thing, like it was brand new, and they only had 5 copies. Don't know how they found it. And last I checked, all gone. So yeah, happy to have Taxi Hunter. Now that I've bought it, 88 Films will probably announce a Blu-ray. You watch this space. Okay, the next pile here. There are 10 DVDs I'm about to show. All have a relation. Now, a local eBay seller, I was trying to buy a certain film, which is in this set, and I found it on eBay and went, wow, cool, it's here. Let's have a look at what the seller's got. That was either the greatest decision I've ever made or the worst, because it was hours and hours of browsing, and they were all UK DVDs from an Australian seller, which is very odd. All 100% uniform British DVDs. Couple of German ones, nothing local, and they're all sort of late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s sci-fi and horror films, some action. Like, it's right in my wheelhouse, and a lot of them were just dodgy, sort of, not grey market, but like cheap labels, like the UK equivalent of Payless and Flashback. A lot of those grimy kind of releases. I like a lot of those. They're fun sometimes. Anyway, to cut the story short, I picked a list. I ran a few of them past Extra the Mutilator, who happened to be online at the time. He expressly said you should get some of these, and you should avoid some of these. I went, and I took all that onto advisement and bought some of the ones that he recommended and some of the ones that he didn't recommend. Anyway, enough of me blathering. The first one we're going to take a look at, he expressly did not recommend, but I thoroughly enjoyed this film. First of the 10, this is Creatures from the Abyss, also known as Plankton. Man, this is one goofy as hell film. It's an Italian film. It's the director is Al Passeri, and it's not the only film I'll be showing from him in this update. This is just like, this is beer and cheese night, kind of get the mates around and watch this movie. This was really good fun. It's got killer fish kind of things. It's got some pretty hilarious monster makeup, kind of gore effects. It's got some terrible acting. It's got some of it shot in Italian, some of it shot in English, but then it's all dubbed anyway. Like a good classic Italian film is anyway. It's got lots of boobs. It's Creatures from the... This is really crazy. It really is. There's an American DVD under the title Plankton, which apparently is widescreen. This one's not. It's full screen, but it's a very sharp and clean print. Like, it looks good, and it's not shot on video. This is a shot on film movie, and it looks good. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's stupid, but I think it's intentionally that way. and also it's quite short, which is always a win. It's 86 minutes. It's exactly what you want for this kind of movie. I'll read a little bit from the back. 5 teenagers on a boating trip discover a mysterious ship, decide to board it. They investigate. Inside they find scientific equipment and a man in a state of shock. Then their dinghy sinks. So many movies sound like this. It's like Virus, you know? It's like a cheap version of Virus. Sinks in a flash storm and they are stranded on the ship. Curious, they then try to find out what has taken place. Horrific things begin to happen to them. Dorothy vomits strange small creatures. Margaret is bitten in the neck by a fish. Bob and Julie taste some powder and transform into hideous monsters because he tasted powder. Mike eventually comes up with the answer: radioactive waste contamination from the abyss. But can he survive the terror and get to safety? There's a sex scene in this that involves a man that's slowly transforming into a monster while he's doing the deed. It's outstanding. I recommend this movie, Creatures from the Abyss. If you like it stupid, you like it gory and a bit inept, Plankton, good fun. And we follow that up with The Mummy Theme Park. Of course, when I saw that title, I'm like, yeah, add to cart. It's called The Mummy Theme Park. It's again from Al Passeri. It's a few years later. This one came out in 2000 in what? 1982? No, this is not 1982. I don't believe that for a word. This is early 2000s, I'm sure. If this is 1982, I'll eat my own hat that I'm not wearing. But anyway, it seems newer than Creatures. The acting is possibly even worse. There is a sheik in this one that has a glorious fake beard and mustache. It is absolutely outstanding. It's second only fake beard to Bruce Campbell's Alien Apocalypse. That had some outstanding fake beards in it, like top tier. This is just behind that. But I'll read from the back. Just strap yourself in for this. An earthquake has revealed an underground city of the dead in Egypt. It is a holy place. It is cursed. That doesn't stop the Sheikh El Sahid from building an underground mummy theme park. Dan and Julie are brought over from the US to publicise the new venture. They're photographers. And the Sheikh shows them how he made the original mummies into bionic, talking beings with implanted microchips in their heads. He's got like 4,000-year-old mummies and just whacked a CPU in them, and now he's got like Westworld. This thing was an absolute riot. Everything I said in Plankton and Creatures from the Abyss, it's the same thing applies here. But what I liked in this one, Al Passeri is actually trying. Okay, it's clear that he's trying. What I liked in this one was that he's gone even further in the sort of Fred Olen Ray kind of effects. Not just the creature effects. It's got those as well, but like perspective shots. I actually really appreciated how he used his no budget to do perspective shots. Like there's a scene, with like it's clearly a model train going past, right? And it's got the camera filming the train, but then it's got in the background like a projection or footage of mountains to make it look bigger. But also he's got scenes where it's clearly people at the end of a hallway, and the set is only like yay big, and they're doing their stuff at the back, and he's like filming over a table, and on the table he's put the rest of the set. It's hard to explain, but I thought it was a really good attempt at just trying to make a room look bigger. He did plenty of that in this, and this has got some outrageous lines in it. Outrageous lines. More boobs, more gore. Mummies with implanted CPU. Like, do I need to say anything else? If you're either completely put off by what I've said, or you're sold and it's already in your cart. Like it's either or. Extra was put off, and he didn't like this at all. I very much did. The Mummy Theme Park. It's very enjoyable. The next one. This one is called Alien Species. I believe it's also called Alien Terminator. I think that's the US title. And this one is, it feels like a Roger Corman film, right? It feels like, Dead Space or something like that, but it's not. It's a tier below that. It's cheaper than that. But it does have, who do we have in this one again? Oh, I can't remember who was in it. Damn. The names on the back are not filling in the blanks for me. Oh yeah, there they are. Maria Ford. That's why this was good. Maria Ford is in this one, and she's very Maria Fordy. And there is, I'll say it again, more boobs. It's a booberific film. It's got this ridiculous looking creature. The plot is essentially Alien. It really is the same kind of thing, you know, the creature that slowly picks off a team of people one by one, but then they just throw in some sex scenes. Yeah, it's enjoyable. It did have a few sort of slow pacing problems, I found, but Maria Ford, yeah, she was great. And there was another one. Is it no, Cassandra Lee? I think it might have been Cassandra Lee. Is that the person? There was another person that was a Playboy bunny. I think that might have been Cassandra Lee. But anyway, Alien Species, pretty good. Keep your expectations in check for like an Alien ripoff. 1995 is when this came out. And like I said, it does feel like a new Concorde production, but just a tier below. So yeah, not bad. Alien Species. So they're the ones I've seen so far. Haven't seen the others. God damn it. Ghost Rig. Evil has found a new home. Look at that. You got this sort of vampire thing on top of a ghost rig. Yep. A group of young environmental activists have boarded an abandoned North Sea oil rig, prepare to broadcast to the world in a protest against the rig's pending destruction. The rig is not as empty as they first thought. The rig workers had summoned an evil entity which inhabits the bodies of the living, moving from person to person at its will, leaving the host dead. Locked in a battle for survival, the group are forced to confront the evil. So that's a few plots wrapped together there. Ghost Rig. It might have another title. Can't recall. I think it probably did. But anyway, yeah, just another cheap UK DVD. Like, these are just sort of Poundland DVDs, you know, like their dollar store kind of thing. That's what was really attracting me to these purchases. And yeah, the guy was charging a bit more than dollar DVDs, but we worked out a good deal for everything in the end. And it's just that vibe from all of these things is exactly that. Like going into your dollar store to your Poundland and picking up some cheese. I really wanted that experience when opening a box of eBay purchases. So here we have Ghost Rig. This will probably be the next one that goes on. It looks highly entertaining in a terrible way. So we see how that goes. But wait, there's more. Ghost Rig 2. The Legend of the Sea Ghost. Now, this one apparently is just a complete retitling, has absolutely nothing to do with the first film. If I recall what it's called, the other name, I will put it down here. I probably just have. That's the other name of this film, Ghost Rig 2. What lurked below now kills above. It's just a retitling. Converted from a disused oil rig in the North Pacific, the Sea Ghost is a remote top-secret government research station. When a distress signal is received from an unidentified oil tanker off the Alaskan coast, the research station team feels compelled to investigate and offer to help its crew. What they find, however, is a deserted ghost ship submerged in the dark, icy waters. So I don't really know what's going to happen in this one. Kind of just went in because it was the sequel to the first movie, even though I know it's not. But look at that craptacular cover. It was singing to me, I tell you, it was singing to me. Ghost Rig 2, The Legend of the Sea Ghost. Oh my god. Got a couple of Sci-Fi Channel movies in here to tick off my Sci-Fi Channel collection. I'm always looking for ones I don't have. And this is one of them, The Lost Colony. Mid-2000s, I think. Pretty sure. Does it have a year on it? Doesn't say. It's probably like 2005 or something like that. But anyway, it's got a little quote on the back here. As far as sci-fi flicks go, Lost Colony is among the best. That's a review. Yeah, it's a review. In 1587, over 100 brave men and women set sail from Britain to establish the first English colony in Americas, landed on Roanoke Island off the coast of Virginia, built a settlement, blah blah blah. After the arrival on the island, members of the colony begin to die in horrible ways. Yes. The acting governor desperately tries to uncover the truth about the hideous killings while the colonists build a defensive fortification to protect themselves from the long winter months. So, it does kind of look like, you know, knights or something versus zombies and monsters. Don't know. It seems kind of interesting, and it's a Sci-Fi Channel, I believe, before they changed their name. So actually, you know, Sci-Fi Channel, not Sci-Fi. There you go, Lost Colony. Can you check this one out? 88 minutes, good length, proper widescreen Blu-ray DVD. So yeah, cool. Lost Colony. This one, I wanted this one. This one was on my list. Yep, cool. Now it's on my list and I've got it. I love the cover on this one. I put the DVD in. I put all the DVDs in just to check them because they're not all perfect condition. Some little marks here, and then I put this one in to check it. This has got to be the worst authored DVD I have ever seen from a professional company on a glass mastered disc. I have never seen anything like this. This is Skeleton Man with my boy Casper Van Dien up there. I must have 30 films from this guy. And Michael Rooker absolutely slumming it in this thing. Now, that's an awesome cover. Really awesome cover. Sci-Fi Channel again. Read from the back. 4 top soldiers in the army forces disappear on a routine training mission in the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest. Elite Commando Squad is dispatched to investigate. Their only clue is disturbing communication from the last living soldier about a creature which is not human. 2 top special forces men lead 8 soldiers to track down the unexplainable demise of their comrades. What they find is unspeakable horror and death in the form of Skeleton Man. Now, 2004, 2008 DVD. You know, it's one of these ones from a Boulevard Entertainment. I've got a few of their things. They're just, again, on a Poundland thing, you know, the Payless Flashback, all that kind of Mill Creek, you know, cheap DVDs. But not as cheap as this. So, okay, it's in widescreen, but it's not. You put the disc in, and it's squished. It's horizontally squished. So you've got to use your zoom, well not your zoom, you've got to tell your screen, actually this is 16:9, it stretches it out. And then it looks rough, it looks all pixelated. It's correct, but it's pixelated. The reason being, it's obvious when you press the menu button to take you to the top menu. This was recorded on a consumer grade Panasonic DVD recorder. It comes up with a menu that looks like this. You've all seen that. If you've ever had a Panasonic DVD recorder, that's what you get. So clearly what they've done, I know exactly what they've done. They've received the master tape, some kind of digital beta tape or something like that. And they've just hooked that Panasonic recorder up to that thing, hit play on the tape and record on the disc. Yeah, that'll do. And then they just sent that disc off and got a glass master and ran off like 10,000 copies of this thing. This is a real DVD, it's not a burn, right? But that's how they authored it. That is the cheapest authoring job I've ever heard of. Anyway. Skeleton Man probably doesn't deserve much more than that. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, but that's my rant. Skeleton Man. The next one is the one that sparked off this entire order and was from the initial search, the film I was actually looking for. This is the Fright Fest release of Tears of Kali. And this film, I don't know much about this film except for the director. So the director did a film called Masks. It's a German director, did a German film. That film's probably about 6 or so years old. I've got a Blu-ray of it. Really good film. It's essentially a sort of Suspiria kind of film, but with extra gore because Germany. And I looked up to see what the director had also done, and this one came up and is quite well rated. So Tears of Kali. And it looks pretty cool from that cover. Something going on there. There's some pretty good shots there on the back. So yeah. If anybody's seen this one, do let me know what you think of it. And if you haven't seen Masks, that gets my recommendation. Check that out. Prepare to stare into the faces of gruesome fear with a trilogy of cruel terror, shedding light on the mysterious cult with its grisly genesis in the mystical depths of the Indian continent. Devoted members are encouraged to explore their quest for spiritual enlightenment in even more bizarre ways, beyond karma into a world of extreme sadistic horror, yes, ruled by 3 most feared Hindu goddesses, and Shakti, Devi, and Kali. Don't think twice about exacting a terrible price for such a chilling mortal curiosity, as 3 unsuspecting disciples learn to their blood-freezing cost. So this is going to be some kind of messed up God's revenge film, and I'm all aboard. It comes in a nice slip. There you go. There's the other cover. That's the back. It's the same deal, but it's a nice slip. So yeah, this one I was particularly keen on seeing. It says it's in 5.1 surround, doesn't say the language, but I presume it will be in German. Maybe it's dubbed, I don't know. The Masks movie was in German with English subs. So we'll see how we go with this one. Fright Fest with Tears of Kali. Looking forward to that one. This one did get a recommendation from Extra. I got a huge recommendation. In fact, he has talked about this on his channel. That's one of the reasons I picked this one up. Zombie World. This one looks really cool, and I know he enjoyed it. I love the cover on this one. It's so very cheesy. Nice slipcase. Sort of feels like it should be embossed. It's not though. I read a bit from the back. The zombie apocalypse is upon us, and all you can do is kick back and watch how it happens right here, right now, in the place that we call Zombie World. We take you back in time to the biblical rise of the living dead before running screaming from the continent to continent as reports of zombie devastation arrive from Ireland, Canada, Australia, all over the US. Watch for the government health warnings on how to survive a zombie attack. They could be the only thing between you and a newfound hunger for human flesh. Above all else, enjoy yourself, and you may not have much longer to live. Some fantastic screenshots there on the back. Very gory looking stuff. He gave it a great thumbs up. Dread Central were involved in putting this thing together. And yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. I was looking for it when he mentioned it, and I couldn't find any copies locally, and then this guy just dumped that entire collection and it was there. So very cool. Zombie World, high concept, ultra violent awesomeness. Very nice. Another one here, it's a slip. Same thing underneath, but yellow case, like a Shameless DVD. Very cool. Another one he recommended, so I grabbed this as well. This is Jerusalem. A little bit of a cringy title there, but you know, Z for zombie, of course. This one's sort of a point of view, like a found footage zombie kind of thing. Seems to be filmed like from the camera of just one of the people going on this holiday. It's a holiday type film. I'll read a bit from the back. Two American girls, that's one of them's with the camera, on a vacation following a mysterious anthropology student on a trip to Jerusalem. The party is cut short when the trio are caught in the middle of a biblical apocalypse. Trapped between the ancient walls of the holy city, three travelers must survive long enough to find a way out as the fury of hell is unleashed upon them. So there you go. Zombies in Jerusalem. Hasn't really happened before. Very cool. Or if it's not zombies, it's, you know, Gates of Hell demon type things, but you know, Z for zombie. Yeah, I don't know if he's talked about this one, but he certainly gave me the recommendation, so I'm checking this one out. Jerusalem. Very, very cool. That's all those ones from the cheap pile. I'll probably go back and get some more from him soon. Yeah, happy with my little pickups there, which is very cool. I've got two films here from Brian Paulen. So Brian Paulen is an American director, does very low budget gore films in the style of you know, like Olaf Ittenbach kind of gore films, or to a degree, you know, American Guinea Pig kind of thing. Sort of in that pocket. I think he's shooting on digital. The films that I've all seen have been 4:3 ratio, but he puts a lot of emphasis on the special effects. He's clearly a special effects guy and has made these films. He's been doing it for a long time. Cryptic Plasm is one of the ones that I first saw and really enjoyed that one. He's done a bunch more. These two are some of the newest ones. The first one here was recommended to me as a good film. Morbid Tales, signature. So when you order these things, if you go through his eBay store, that's one way, but you can also just go to Morbid Visions and email him. It's either him or I believe it's his wife, who's also a producer on the films, will reply to your email. You can just do a in-person order that way. Very, very just, you know, very friendly, casual way of doing it. And they ask you if they want you to sign it. Doesn't cost any extra, so I said sure. 30 years of gore on this one. So yeah, Morbid Tales. My god, can I show some of this? I probably can. There's some splatter for you. See some of that splatter? Very nice. Three men meet in a secluded barn in the country to fulfill a contract each one signed 15 years ago to enrich their lives. Their task is simple: entertain their host with a good tale. Fail, and he takes their soul. Morbid Tales is an anthology that features the first three short films ever made by Morbid Vision Films: Sacrificial Birth 1990, The Shifters 1991, and Final Scream in 1990. Also included is a brand new wraparound story. So Morbid Tales is the wraparound, and the tales being told are the three short films. And yeah, it only runs 75 minutes. What I really like too, it's very low budget. The whole thing looks very homemade, and it clearly is. And he signed a little napkin, which is cool. But they're real discs. He presses them. These are not doing the I'm an indie director DVD-R knockoff bollocks that everyone's doing these days. He does it properly, and I'm really actually thankful for that. So there you go, Morbid Tales. I'll be checking that one out soon. And I checked this one out. This one I had to have a shower afterwards. That doesn't happen with me very often. I was watching over my shoulder throughout this film, I was turning the volume down, and I was kind of worried that Customs were going to send me a follow-up note, because this one is messed up. This is Septic. He hasn't even put this one on IMDb yet. This is a pretty messed up film. For a guy that does zombie type films, this one is a lot more real. As you can possibly tell from that cover. Great, again, signatures and that kind of thing. I'll read from the back. A young couple has been trying desperately to have a baby seek an alternative solution to their problem. Unable to afford regular surgery, they agree to have an unorthodox procedure streamed live, which includes the demise of an organ donor. So we're talking Red Room stuff here, we're talking snuff films. Soon after that, their lives delve into the underground world of snuff films and Red Rooms, so, as I just said. What started out as a short film, Septic, evolved into a full-length production, and a 5-year production has been Morbid Vision's film most vicious and most brutal, yet I will not deny that. This is a brutal film. It is completely bleak. It's got stuff that, well, let's just say, this would never get an R rating logo in the corner by the Australian censors. No, there's stuff in here that is just never going to make it. Wow. No. But if you're in for gore films, it's not just the gore either, it's the themes. The themes are hard. There is other bodily fluids, shall we say, besides just blood in this one. But yeah, Septic. What a great title for this film. You do feel like you've been swimming in a septic tank. Never really explains why it's called Septic, but it definitely is a good word to describe the feeling of watching this film. I make it sound like I didn't enjoy watching it. I don't want to say, enjoy is not the right word. It's a good film. It's well made within obviously the budgets and the style that he goes for, and the acting quality of the people involved, and the effects are just astounding. But it is an onslaught, this one. It is not for your first, I'm going to watch a horror movie with a bit of blood. No, that's not for you. Septic is for the seasoned gore and horror hound, I think. So yeah, if that sounds like you, check out Septic. Starting on the Blu-rays now, we'll take a look at a few cheapies. I've mentioned a company before, a very small distributor here called Blind Dead Horror Films. He was having yet another big sale, just random stuff, local releases, imports, that kind of thing. Again, all $10, free postage. I just did a bunch of upgrades and filled a few blanks. I'm happy with these ones. Look, so sue me. I really enjoyed this film. I grew up with this film. I've always liked it. The Craft. And I know it's had a better release since, but whatever. It's a catalogue title. I'm fine. I've always enjoyed this film. It came out at the right time for me. So, it was very, very, very 90s film. Where was this? 95? 96. 96. It's a 1996 witchcraft film. It's exactly what you think. You've all seen Craft. You either like it or it's not for you. But I always enjoyed it, and I was watching my DVD copy maybe about 6 months ago, wondering why I didn't upgrade this film, because I really did enjoy it again on DVD watch. So yeah, I picked up the cheap US Blu-ray, the first Blu, and that's fine. I don't have to go nuts and get the car going past outside. I don't have to go nuts and get the backfiring car going past. I'm trying to make a production here. Yeah, I don't have to get the fancy Scream Factory one, I think. Whatever, this is fine. Craft on Blu-ray, don't need to say much more about that. Another one upgrading from DVD. Shocker. Been a long time since I've seen this. I don't know if it's a shocker or not. Get it? Wes Craven film. Again, this has also had, I think, a Shout Factory one that's probably a better print, but this is still a Studio Canal version, so there you go, UK Blu-ray. I'm not going to talk much about this, you've all seen Shocker. Yeah, no more Mr. Guy, Nice Guy. The thing I remember most about this is the Megadeth video clip covering the Alice Cooper song, No More Mr. Nice Guy, and just how off his rocker Dave Mustaine was in that video clip, because he was on all the drugs. He had taken all the drugs, all of them, and then one more. Shocker, nice little upgrade. Aussie film, I really enjoyed this. This was a DVD upgrade as well. Storm Warning, from the makers of Wolf Creek, but I believe this was first. Aussie slasher film. It's quite under the radar. I don't think it got much attention, but it's a really good one. Extreme edition. Don't know what is so extreme about this Blu-ray. Didn't even know there was a Blu-ray. I just thought there was our DVD. I do prefer our DVD cover than this one, but this will do. It's fine. But I'll read a little bit from the back for those that have not heard this one. Despite local storm warnings, Rob and Pia Bruiser set out for an afternoon of boating on the Westport Bay and become lost in a thick mangrove swamp at the bay's northern end. As darkness sets in, they come ashore on French Island. Like Goldilocks, find shelter in an old farmhouse where Rob soon discovers a shed full of hydroponic dope. Shouldn't have found that stuff, Rob. Before they can flee, the couple are besieged by the house's 3 occupants, a rum-soaked psychopath named Poppy, his 2 homicidal adult sons, Jimmy and Brett. The city couple realise they're in deep trouble and try to appease the 3 yuppie-hating thugs, but it quickly becomes obvious they won't get out alive unless they take matters into their own hands. It gets pretty violent. This was a good one. I'm looking forward to checking it out again on Blu-ray. Been a good decade since I watched my DVDs, so yeah, there you go. Simple disc, but nice. Tidy little upgrade. Storm warning. Here's one I've not seen in... I never had the DVD, so I think I might have seen this on TV. This feels like something I watched on SBS, and it was a long time ago, so I don't remember much about it. Wake in Fright. It feels wrong that me as an Aussie should not be able to talk about this film very well, because I really don't know it that well. I've seen it literally once, and it was such a long time ago. It's had a few versions now. This is the Madman release on Blu. I'm happy with this one, that's fine. And apparently one of the greatest films to be made in this country, and I have really not seen it enough to be able to confirm or deny it, but I know it's loved. Awe-inspiring, brutal and stunning, Wake in Fright is the story of John Grant, a bonded teacher who arrives in the rough outback mining town of Bundenyaba, what a great name, planning to stay overnight before catching the plane to Sydney. But his one night stretches to 5, he plunges headlong toward his own destruction. The alcohol-induced mist lifts the educated John Grant is no more. Instead, there's a self-loathing man in a desolate wasteland, dirty, red-eyed, sitting against a tree with looking at a rifle with 1 bullet left. Wake in Fright. Yeah, so we'll be checking it out again. First time on a physical release for me anyway. As I said, last watch it was on TV, probably on SBS, so there you go, Wake in Fright. And next, this one is one of the... Oh man, this is embarrassing that I've never seen this film. I've never seen Rosemary's Baby. It has never happened. The reason why, my mum used to watch this kind of era of horror films, and she told me she didn't like it. And that's something that must have stuck with me long enough. You know, she told me that way before DVDs even were a thing. She said, "Oh, Rosemary's Baby, I didn't like that film." That was enough for some reason to stick into my head that whenever I saw it on a shelf, I'm like, "Oh, that film's not any good." I don't know why. I don't know why that's the fact that, me with 8,000 DVDs on the shelf now, never bothered to check this one out myself, but now I will. Rosemary's Baby. I'm sure I'm going to like it. It's got Mia Farrow in it. Obviously, it's a Polanski-directed film. We won't say much more about that, or him. But 1968, everyone else that's watching this has seen this movie. I haven't. So you tell me what it's like. I'm not going to read from the back, but I need to get to it. There you go. Rosemary's Baby, 1968. I am sure it's a classic for good reason. I'm checking that out. And another little upgrade. This one was a DVD upgrade. Really good. I think, Korean horror film. This is Dream Home. It has been a while since I watched my DVD, but this one was a brutal film. Very, very violent film. And Gore Zone gave it 5 stars. It's a brutal film. I'll read a little bit from the back. Uncompromising, stylish, and filled with unexpected twists, Dream Home is a bold departure into the slasher genre for Pang Ho-cheong, one of Hong Kong's most acclaimed young directors. Combining visceral horror and darkly topical satire, this multi-award winning film stars Josie Ho, Canto pop star Eason Chan, Michelle Ye, Lawrence Chow, and is featured here in stunning high definition, blah blah blah. Do I want to read all that? I won't read much more than that. No, I shan't, except for that it's a Hong Kong film, not a Korean film. Did I say Korean? No, it's a Hong Kong film. So Dream Home, I really don't recall a great deal about it. It has been so long since I watched it. I know Andrew Balliner, if you're watching, I know that he's a big fan of this film. Always comes up in his lists. Comes a nice viewing notes booklet. This is cool. So really need to refresh my memory of this one, and now that I've got a nice Blu-ray I can. Very nice. Dream Home. that's all I got from that cheap $10 sale. I was really happy with those ones. This one I got on eBay. This film's either really, really loved by people that like their stuff darkly gory and violent, and that love the franchise, or it is despised because it was so far away from the original, blah blah blah. Either. I'm in the like it, love it. I went and saw it at the one and only cinema showing in Australia, or at least in Sydney. Show one night, and I thought it was great. And a little cameo at the end just ticked it off for me as well. I'm talking about the remake of Evil Dead. This is the extended cut. It's the reason I picked this up. I've had the Blu-ray for ages. I've watched it a few times. I really enjoy it. You know, it is different. It is an incredibly gory film. And this is the extended cut. Apparently has a bunch more stuff in it. I can't read it to you. It's all in Dutch on the back. The extended cuts are not available from standard US, UK, Australia countries. Japan was the one that I knew of. And this one is a sort of generic Scandinavian disc. It's got Swedish, Dutch, Norwegian writing on the back, so it's like a one size fits all with all kinds of different rating logos. So yeah, I know there's going to be some people going, yeah, Evil Dead at this, and some people booing and yelling at the screen right now, but I really enjoyed the remake, and I'm keen to see what this extended stuff's all about. Very cool. All right, two more. Now these two just came in today. I did a Diabolic DVD order, and again, I'm thankful to Extra the Mutilator that pointed out that they got in stock of this. They had stock the first time, and it all went. And he pointed out that they got 5 more. Go, go, go. So I did. But that's the second film I'm going to show. The first one here is a film that I did watch. I've seen it. I didn't watch this disc. I will admit, I might have done a dodgy and watched a bit of a yo-ho-ho version, bottles of rum and all that. But anyway, I enjoyed it. Tempered my expectations. It was one of the best he's done in years. Dario Argento's Occhiali Neri, Dark Glasses. This is called Dark Glasses. It's his return to doing giallo films. He's done that, it was 2010 or so. He did the film called Giallo, which was the best way to describe that was it's so bland you can't be offended by it. Like, it really was just a bland film. And he's done other modern films, the Card Player and those ones, but really he's not really hit it since about Sleepless. That's the last time. Or Stenhouse Syndrome, around about there is really when he stopped being really good. This one, it's got some good ideas. It's well filmed. The acting is fine. It's all in Italian. It's got English subtitles. It doesn't say that it does, right? So if you do see this edition floating around, and you go, I can't buy that, it doesn't have English on it, and it doesn't have it, but it has English subs on the disc, you're fine. It's in Italian, and it does have English subs. It's a good idea, I thought, this film. Woman goes blind due to accident, and is being sort of followed by a killer and helped by somebody else to be to be her eyes. But also she's there's just a lot of scenes where she's there's sounds, there's things happening, and we can see it or whatever, but she can't. It makes for there's some good suspense in this. There's some typically good Argento gore, some sliced throats and all that kind of stuff. I gave it a straight down the middle 2.5 out of 5 or a 5 out of 10. On second viewing, I think it might go to a 6. Now that I know exactly what I'm going in for, I think it might go up one. It was a fine film. It was enjoyable. I was happy to get a copy of it. And yeah, I got this from Diabolic DVD. Who knows if we're going to get a standard wide American release or something like that. It's not deep red. It's not Phenomena, so I don't expect Arrow Film to rock out a giant box set. But there you go. Occhiali Neri, Dark Glasses. It's a pretty decent return for Dario. It's not his best, but it's better than Dracula 3D. And the last one to show here, this is the one that Extra pointed out to me, and why I basically chucked in Dark Glasses with this, so to make the postage worthwhile. First time on Blu-ray, this is Evil Clutch, 1988 Italian horror film from a director that didn't go on to do a great deal of other things, I don't think, but anyway, this has been on my want list, my want and my watch list for a long time. I've never seen this film, I've only been reading about it. Troma did some kind of crappy DVD, like a 3-pack with chillers and something else, pretty rough looking from the screenshots I've seen. This is a nice Blu-ray. It's shot in correct aspect ratio. The DVDs were full screen, video master kind of things. But I've always been keen to check this one out. Il Bosco 1. There was never a 2 as far as I know, but it is called Evil Clutch. It is, in terms of the thing on here, we've got language is in Italian and English, subtitles in Italian and English, so we got some options there. I've not put it in myself to check it out, but it's been sort of murmurs going around the DVD collecting scene. The people have been picking this one up every now and then, and saying that good feedback on it, so I'm happy to check it out. But yeah, it's a sort of a succubus monster goes amok kind of film is what I get from this, with lots of really cool looking gory creature effects and monsters and gore and stuff. So I'm really keen to finally check this one out. 1988, and yeah, it's got stuff in here in Italian on the back that I can't read, but it's talking about how it's got Sam Raimi's name mentioned, so I guess it's trying to be inspired from Evil Dead. And yeah, anyway, I've been keen to check it out for a long time, and now I finally can. So there you go. Yeah, Il Bosco 1, Evil Clutch. The next one, I already had the Blu-ray, but they were selling at Diabolic the slipcover by itself. Brand new slipcover designed by Code Red to house your Blu-ray. So I might as well show it off. That's Messiah of Evil. The Blu-ray came out a few years ago. I think it went out of print, and now it's back into print. So you can buy it with the slip or just buy the slip. So I just got the cover, a couple of bucks, chucked it in with the order, and yeah, Messiah of Evil, nice looking slip. I really like that one. Underneath, losing my voice, that's the original cover, which is kind of cool, but I do prefer this slip actually on it. I think it's a nice slip. So yeah, Messiah of Evil, I would have talked about this in an update many moons ago, a couple of years now. Yeah, US film, 1973 this came out. Directed by William Huyck. How do you say his surname? Huyck. How would you say that? Huyck? Anyway, William. Old Bill. Bill directed this. After receiving a series of chilling letters from her reclusive father, Arletty drives to the remote seaside town of Point June to discover the reason for her father's developing madness. Upon her arrival, she encounters a mysterious trio of strangers investigating a local legend known as the Blood Moon, a curse that has transformed the inhabitants of the town into a terrifying horde of bloodthirsty maniacs. So it's a good film, and it's a good Blu-ray. There was a DVD that Code Red did before this, and then they did a whole new print when they did this thing. So very nice, and now I have the slipcover to go around it, which completely unnecessary, but nice embossed thing. And hey, look, I wouldn't have made an order just for it, but I'll chuck it in as some extra padding material, so why not? Messiah of Evil, very nice. This one took a while. This is Massacre's release of the Bad Pack. Massacre of late have been announcing films and then taking 6 months to bring them out. Like we're still waiting on a few of their announcements. The Bad Pack is finally in my hands though, so that is a good thing. This is a quality action film from, when is this, like 96, 97? Robert Davi, Roddy Piper, Ralph Moella. It's got everybody you need on it. A disbanded pack of elite mercenaries reluctantly reteam for one last mission after a large bounty presents itself to them. The objective is to save a small border town from the grip of brutal extremist militia that has turned the locals' simple way of life into a bloodshed and murder. So it's Walking Tall kind of thing. Yeah, and it's a nice new scan. They did a 4K scan. And yeah, it's the first time in correct aspect ratio, I think, too, in 185:1. The DVD was full screen. There is a review on my website. Yes, I have a website, explosiveaction.com. It's pretty... I need to do more. I keep telling myself I have to do more reviews. There is a review there, and I didn't even do that one. Extra the Mutilator did me a review for the Bad Pack. Go check his review out on my website. And yeah, he liked it then, and I know he loves it now still. Nice new Blu-ray. So there you go. Massacre finally put it out. Really fun action film. Nice Blu-ray slipcase. Number 12 in their series. I'm not a completist with that one, but very nice. Local release. Did not expect this. And if you've already got the German set, it's exactly the same as that. It's the same transfers and everything. This is the Ginger Snaps Trilogy. Yeah, Australian release through Viavision. They're putting out some random things. So Viavision's the parent company of Imprint Films. A lot of people know imprint films. Viavision's their more general thing. Like they do everything from TV shows to more mainstream films. They could have almost put this under imprint and it would have been fine. But you know, they've done it under their main banner, Ginger Snaps Trilogy. I really enjoyed the first Ginger Snaps. I had that on Shout Factory. They did it quite a long time ago. But I passed that on so I could get 2 and 3. Now I understand the parts 2 and 3 are not as good as the first one, but I'm keen to see them. I've been always keen to see them. I haven't seen them. So yeah, you get 3 films on separate discs. Number 1, number 2, number 3. If you've not seen Ginger Snaps, it's really, really good. Kind of a coming of age, but really quite violent, gory, good effects. Werewolf movie from 2000, year 2000 that came out, and it's got Emily Perkins and Catherine Isabel, who went on to do like American Mary and a few other films for the Soska twins, and there you go, Ginger Snaps, nice little trilogy. It's officially, like, it's not actually out for a couple of weeks, but Viavision are selling it directly and it's in stock and you'll get it in a couple of days. But I've seen it on like Amazon listing as not shipping till like mid-August or late August or something like that. Not too sure what the story is there. So maybe Diabolic will import copies for America. Maybe we'll finally actually get a wide American release. I don't know, but there you go, Ginger Snaps Trilogy. Very nice to have that finally. Next up, onto the arrows and things now. We got Girls Night Out. Horror film that has been upgraded from DVD. I had the old Shriek Show, I think, DVD. I think it was. I love the slip on this one. Really, really nice. Nice slip. There's another piece of artwork. I'm not too familiar with that artwork, but I really like that custom artwork. Arrow and that custom artwork is kind of like, it's almost a 1 in 5 for me. 4 in 5 times I'm like, oh, I don't like the custom artwork. Flip it over. Then every now and then they do really nice ones, and this is a nice one. The back makes it look like a VHS, which is cool. Like they've lifted that from some kind of 1982 VHS. Scavenger hunt game is planned one night for the Dewitt University sorority. The game takes the girls from the graveyards to belfries and from beds to bathtubs. The terror begins one by one as each girl is mysteriously murdered by a sadistic maniac. After each killing, the murderer telephones the local radio station and recites a clue to the disc jockey about the evil things he's going to do to each girl. Nasty, nasty thing. Quality slasher. I didn't have the year on it here. Does it have it here? 82. Yeah, it's quite early. Actually give you a lot more information there. A bunch of special features in this. 2K restoration from 35mm volt elements. Commentaries, some optional subs, brand new video interviews. A whole bunch of interviews. There's about a dozen interviews there. So yeah, if you like your interviews, you're well covered. There's the disc, booklet. So yeah, nice little package there. Finally, a nice little Blu-ray of Girls Night Out. Bit of an unsung slasher, that one. So yeah, very cool. Girls Night Out. Next one. Oh man, I've wanted a release of this for years. There's DVDs of this, but I don't know. This was one of those just didn't have a proper release for a long time. And if you wanted the Blu-ray, you had to get a German one or a Japanese one, and I nearly did a few times. I'm glad I held off. Extreme Prejudice. It's a bloody Nick Nolte film. It's a Walter Hill film. This thing should be up there with like Red Heat and that. It's a Walter Hill film. And this again is another one of custom artwork that is just outstanding. Look at that. It is absolutely gorgeous, hand painted looking thing. That is going back to the old days of poster artwork. Absolutely love that one. But anyway, of course, now that this is out, Imprint have announced a Walter Hill box set of like 5 or 6 films, of which this is one of them. I'm good. I've already got like 2 of the other films, and I can't be bothered being a completist, so I'm happy with this. But very nice that option exists. This one is a modern western regarded as a classic. It features an all-star cast: Nick Nolte, Powers Booth, Maria Conchita Alonso, Rip Torn, and Michael Ironside, who's great and everything. Lean, mean Texas Ranger Jack Bentine, who's Nolte, locks horns with a former friend, Cash Bailey, that's Booth, now a ruthless drug kingpin. They're on opposite sides of the law. They share a love interest in the sensual Sarita, that's Alonzo. A crew of rogue soldiers descends upon the border town for an off-the-books mission. All roads lead to a bloody to the death showdown. A loyalty shift and the lines between good and evil are blurred. Yeah, I'm really excited to finally check this bloody thing out. Been on my want list to see for a long time. It's got a few features, I think. Yeah, audio commentary, interviews, isolated score, which is nice. More interviews. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. TV spots and things. Blend inside. I hate these bloody Enviros. Oh, stupid cases. All they end up doing when you get that is it increases the odds of Amazon puncturing a hole in the cover. That's the entire purpose. And then you throw it out, and you have to replace with another cover. So you're throwing out plastic. Don't get me started. Extreme Prejudice. I hold those cases in Extreme Prejudice, that's for sure. On the home stretch now, I've got some 88 films to check out. This one here is on the Italian collection. This is Charles Bronson and Telly Savalas in Violent City. I've been wanting to check this one out for some time. Kino did a parallel release at the same time with pretty gaudy cover artwork, I've got to say, on their one. Quite like the 88 slip on this, so there you go. Yeah, so, and I'll read from the back here, starring Charles Bronson and Telly Savalas. Early Italian Polizio Tesci movie, I could never say that. Directed by Sergio Solima, blasts its way across the stream, bloody crime thriller, revenge and retribution. After being framed for a murder following a bloody shootout, assassin Jeff Heston is finally released from prison. He immediately sets about seeking the pair who betrayed him. However, when he refuses to accept an offer to join the gang, which sets him up in the first place, Heston finds himself murderously pursued through the streets of New Orleans. Like spaghetti westerns from a few years earlier, Violent City places the protagonist against the mercy of a corrupt system in a violently entertaining story full of twists, turns, and surprises. I mean, you had me at Bronson, to be honest, but anyway, I'm sure this one's going to be good. It's had a lot of good raps. There's Bronson with a sniper rifle, and there's a bare back on there, which is always enticing. Whole bunch of stuff on here. You get 4K remastered transfer, alternate 2K remastered transfer of Violent City. Okay, Città Violenta, that's the Italian version. Alright, so we've got two different versions of the film here, so that's cool, 2-disc set. English audio with some sections in Italian with English subs, as they were never dubbed into English, that's interesting. Or Italian with English subs, so both options there. Commentary by Charles Bronson expert Paul Talbot. That's nice. That's all on disc 1. Disc 2 has The Family, which is a shorter US version of the film sourced from a rare archival 35mm print. 3 editions of the movie. This is pretty much everything you're going to need. Shooting Violent City, interview with director Sergio Solima. Violent Solima, an interview with Italian cinema expert Eugenio Ercolani. Important Friendship, an interview with Pier Paolo De Sanctis. The controversies of Violent City by the Eurocrime director Mike Malloy. That Eurocrime's the documentary on all the Euro films, so that's going to be good. Trailers, all kinds of stuff, reversible artwork. This is a pretty fully featured set. There's the Città Violenta poster, which is the one I put there on the front. Very classic looking Bronson on that. Isn't that nice? Like, you can almost see the yellowing of the paper, like with this old Lacandia that's just been hanging up with dog-eared corners and things. Oh, it looks great. And yeah, there's the Family disc. You get a poster there of the new artwork. You get a booklet of the Family and the other film on the back. And then you get Violent City disc 1 with both cuts. So that is pretty much comprehensive as you're going to get for, I think, this film. So I'm really excited to check this one out. Violent City. Do not know how this compares to the Kino. I imagine they're probably very, very similar. So anyway, happy with this one, Violent City. On to the Asian films. We have Shaolin Plot. This one is it's got Sammo Hung and was directed by Huang Feng in 1977. So I've not seen Shaolin Plot. I had a Shaw Brothers Celestial DVD, but never got around to that one, so immediately go and upgrade on this one. So this is, I'll just read from the back here. Sammo worked with director Huang Feng, who did Lady Whirlwind and Hapkido, on a series of martial art masterpieces which continually broke new grounds for action cinema, the culmination of which was the Shaolin Plot. After the release of the film, Sammo, who has one of his first major acting roles in here, playing a deadly monk with an unusual choice of weaponry. That sounds fun. Began his own career as a director, would play a huge role in the golden age of Hong Kong cinema, of course. We've seen him in so many things. So we've got Hong Kong movie veteran Chen Xing, who plays a tyrannical ruler with the aim of collecting all existing Chinese martial arts manuals in order to obtain the ultimate power. After obtaining the Wu Tang manual, he sets his sights on the Shaolin Temple and the secrets of their fighting style. Two Shaolin monks must team up with a Wu Tang fighter to defeat a villainous despot. So it sounds fantastic to me. There you go. There's a nice poster artwork. Very, very nice. Love that one. And yeah, we get a booklet, bits and bobs in there. Stuff about the film, which is cool. Reverse artwork. So yeah, another one, Eureka. Just always making great releases. Between Eureka, Arrow, and 88 Films, we're getting so many Asian films these days treated with some real respect. It's really good. Brand new 2K restoration, original Mandarin audio, optional English dubbed audio, English subs, newly translated for this release. Commentary, more commentaries, theatrical trailers, and yeah, and the booklet that I showed. So Shaolin Plot. Excited to check that one out. Next one. Go from Sammo Hung to Jackie Chan. That's a shining bright cover, this one. This is the Killer Meteors. Early Chan, 73 I think, no, 76. Really quite early for Jackie Chan, this one. Quite young, you see him on the back there. Also with Jimmy Wang Yu, so what a combination, Jackie Chan and Jimmy Wang. Not to be confused with a science fiction disaster movie, or Killer Meteors, is a wuxia style martial arts feature that brings two legends of the screen together in one explosive kung fu cult classic. Known as the Killer Meteor, local hero Mai Hsing Ho, that's Jimmy Wang Yu, is invincible due to his secret weapon. However, when his services are sought by another powerful figure, Hua Wu Ping, that's Jackie Chan, finds himself drawn into the deadliest challenge of his life. The golden age of kung fu features this epic movie delivers a killer plot, peppered with high-flying, quick as lightning fight scenes. There's a lot of jumping going on the back there, I've got to say. So yeah, really cool. This will be fun one to check out. Slipcase, A3, fold-out poster, I'll get that in a minute. Brand new artwork from Kung Fu Bob. He does good stuff. And When Jackie Goes Bad, Rumble in Hong Kong, and the Killer Meteors booklets. Go in there in a minute. 2K restore from original materials. We've got a 5.1 surround track as well as the mono. Now that's unusual to have the 5.1 on these, I think. Or at least I don't usually listen to them. I always go for the mono. But anyway, there you go. In English or in Cantonese and Mandarin. And commentary with Kung Fu experts Mike Leader and Arne Venema. Theatrical trailer and other bits and stuff. There's the really nice original poster. Very cool. Disc. There's the big booklet. Quite a thick booklet, this one. It's got some cool stuff. That's a lot of reading in there. Very dense. And looks like poster artwork there of, is that the original artwork or is that Kung Fu Bob? Anyway, I don't want to get it out. There you go. Very nice. So yeah, check this one out. Killer Meteors. We are really burning through all of the Jackie Chan films on Blu-ray now. There's not a huge amount left from the classic era. So yeah, Killer Meteors are really good. Happy to have that one. This one, I wasn't originally going to get this, but Extra kind of sold me on it because of its difficulty of ever being seen. So I believe it was a Taiwanese film from 1972, Execution in Autumn. So it's not a martial arts film. It's why I wasn't going to go into it. It's actually a bit of a drama, but due to its absolute rarity and the fact this is the first time it's been seen on anything, I'm not entirely sure it even had a VHS. This was a kind of a special one, and I really did enjoy it. It's quite slow, but it's quite sad. I'll read a little bit from the back here. Since his childhood, Pei Guang has been spoiled by his rich grandmother who raised him after the death of his parents. Unable to control himself in a fit of rage, Gang kills a pregnant woman who indicated him as the father of his unborn child and her cousins. For this, he's sentenced to death and will be beheaded in autumn, traditional season for executions. And that was interesting that they delay all executions until autumn. That's sort of a plot piece in this. His grandmother tries to save him, but this proves to be a task beyond her means. She makes him marry the young Liana, an orphan raised within the family in prison, so that the line does not die out. So yeah, it's quite a sad film, but it's very, very well shot, and the fact that it's just so utterly rare, I think that was the real reason I wanted to see this one. Like, it's just a lost film. So very happy to see this one. Yeah, it was good. It's just very different from what I was not from what I was expecting. It's just very different from the usual kind of Asian cinema that I watch. But there's a reason it's in their Master of Cinema line and not just in sort of the martial arts line or anything like that. Yeah, 99-minute long. It was restoration of the original film elements undertaken by the Taiwan Film Institute. So this is like big deal stuff here. Mandarin audio, English subtitles newly revised for this release. It had Tony Raines on Execution in Autumn. It's a 44-minute little featurette. Video interview with film critic Tony Raines. Restoration footage comparison. That does show a lot of like really cool footage there. I did watch that one, a lot of the before and after on what the state of the print when they had to go through it. And it has a nice booklet in here too. So there's the other cover, very nice. And inside it's the disc booklet. And yep, all about the film. So very nice. A really nice edition. And yeah, if you're happy to watch a not entirely happy and not very action heavy Asian film, then yeah, absolutely check out Execution in Autumn. As I said, it's very well shot, quite gorgeously shot in some scenes, and yeah, just definitely worth watching for its obscurity. So there you go, Execution in Autumn. 2 more to go. Back on the martial arts, we have Martial Club. In what might be the last in their Shaw Brothers line, 88 did suggest that they were complete now, so we'll see if that reigns true. They did say, you know, would you like us to keep going? And people were saying yes, 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 so who knows, but that's just for the moment. Martial Club. Another one that I had on DVD, never got around to watching because the time between me getting the DVD and this Blu-ray actually quite short. This one is, was it number 34 in their line. Hero was actually number 35 but came out the month before for some reason, not sure why. Legendary Kung Fu master Lau Ka Leung from Legendary Weapons of China continues his winning streak on this glorious production of equally legendary Shaw Brothers studio in the classic entry of the genre, depicting the mischievous folklore hero and the fraternities strive to uphold righteousness and traditions of society and the martial world. Wang Fai Hyung becomes entangled in a rivalry between the students and masters of their respective schools. So Martial Club, it's schools. So yeah, it sounds kind of interesting. It's going to be a lot of focus obviously on the martial arts. And there's the poster. Take a look in there. Another disc and book. Instructions of Death. Instructors of Death. It's a great title. Must be an alternate name. Oh, all the sandbags. That looks like it hurts. Nice photos and descriptions there, and yes, another poster there. I won't get that one out. So another very nice release there in the Shaw Brothers line. That's 35 all up. So we'll see if they keep to their word and that's the end of it, or if we're going to get some more out of them. But yeah, we got a lot. Arrow's now doing their giant box sets too, so we're still getting Shaw Brothers films. Very cool. And the last one I'm going to take a look at is a glorious edition. This one's made a lot of people very happy, and I got to put in the sale box my legendary DVD of this film, which was pretty rare, and I was holding on to like, can't lose this one because it's very hard to get. Doesn't matter anymore. Fancy edition Blu-ray of The Seventh Curse. Fancy edition one. Look at this thing, absolutely mental. This is a really good, I think it's Golden Harvest. Yeah, like mid 80s, 86. Fantasy, horror, action. This has got everything you want. This is an everything. This is a all eggs in the one basket film. This. Oh, I can't show you the back of that one. That's got some hand-drawn boobs. When Dr. Yuan attempts to rescue a girl about to be sacrificed by the Worm tribe in the middle of the jungle in Thailand, he is damned with 7 blood curses and must return there to find a permanent cure. Though he finds a temporary antidote, this will only last a year. He must return to the jungle to find a permanent cure. An adventurous story of lost tribes and deadly magic, featuring strange locales, evil sorcerers and monsters. Bonkers Thrill Fest is a rollicking Asian oddity, a must for collectors of exotic Hong Kong cinema. It really is. I assume a lot of you have seen it because it is a really good one. It's more of a bigger known film, but it's only, the best release was that long deleted legendary DVD through the Hong Kong DVD edition of it. And yep, now we have a lovely one here out on as 88. Was it 88? Yeah, it was 88. It's 88 films. Sometimes I get these mixed up between Eureka and 88. Uncut 2K restoration of the original Hong Kong theatrical cut and the export cut. I'm not seeing the export cut. In 185 aspect ratio. Mono dub, Cantonese, English, new optional subtitles, audio commentary, supplementary audio commentaries, more audio commentaries by a lot of the same names that I've just been reading out all through this. They must be all just doing commentaries. We've got In Support of the Seventh Curse, Patricia Wong on the Seventh Curse, little featurette there, I think, Hong Kong Cantonese trailer, etc., etc. And lobby cards. Love some lobby cards. Very nice. And there's the disc, which I can't show because cartoon boobs. But yeah, there's the, God. Alright, all these cartoon boobs. There's the booklet. I'll flick past that one. Heavy, dense photos, interviews, text, stuff from other films. Amazing stuff. There's the back of it. So yeah, Seventh Curse. And there we go. There's the nice box set. Amazing that we have this one. Nice HD transfer. Very happy and now very tired. That is this DVD and Blu-ray update for the month of July. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Check out this guy. Check out that guy. I'll see you next time.